Film Addict. I am your host. The Film Doctor.
You're missing the explosion. You gotta do the explosion too.
The Film Doctor.
There we go.
Oh, I forgot about yours. Here we go with this. Okay.
Boom.
Okay.
And the film.
See?
Sir.
What I don't look forward to. So, all right.
Oh, and we are back in the attic with another hot film to dissect. Tom Clancy's Without Remorse.
Here on Michael Bowie's Film Addict.
Coming to us from Amazon Prime and Amazon. Y'all got as much money as that mouse, so y'all know what to do.
For sure. Go ahead and here's with that sponsorship. And as always, let's jump right into our film review. Without Remorse.
Yes, I'm excited for this review. I think this is going to be one where you can show off some of your film knowledge. I can show off some of my film knowledge.
You have film knowledge? When did you get film knowledge?
I do. And even though we might not agree.
Wait, let's back up. Let's just back up. When did you get film knowledge?
I've always had it. So, film surgeon, kind of, Anywho.
It's new to me, people.
At the end, we can both walk away as friends, I think. So, I'm really
I would not say that I am picking this apart so film oriented, more or less, than looking at it from the general things that we kind of look at it from a film perspective. Right. In all honesty, it's almost like I want to hear what you have to say from your film perspective kind of thing, so that I can kind of shoot you down from what things you kind of analyze. But I'll still go first if that's what you would like.
Yeah,
I personally like the film. I think that Brandon, why can't I think of his name?
Why were you about to say Brandon T. Jackson?
I was about to say Brandon Jordan. Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan. I don't know why Black people, I guess we all do look alike, because Jackson and Michael B. Jordan is too much. Anyway, Michael B. Jordan, I think that he's a phenomenal actor. I think that at first I was just like, he's about to play an action superhero. Get the fuck up out of here. And then I had also heard inside the film,
he played a superhero villain. Why can't he be an action superhero, bro? He's played Creed. And I was surprised. This is right up his alley, to be honest.
If we're being honest, I was surprised about that for Killmonger, and he killed it. But still, I think he could have did better. But he studied Heath Ledger for that role, and so I think that was a wise move on his part, because that's like the best actor for a villain that you can possibly study in order to have a really good performance. But I think that he did well. I mean, his acting is definitely believable. His character was believable. I like the story about this whole thing. It really is, in some aspect, general, like the Punisher. Oh, they killed their family. I'm going to go out.
Very general. Very.
But
they might as well have titled this The Punisher, but a Navy SEAL.
So I can't say that it's a unique story. It's a very generalized story that we see often, but I think that it's still, for a general story, was portrayed inside of a demeanor where it was enjoyable to watch. And I think that's because it was an action movie. When you watch action movies, you're really brought into it by the action. No different from a comedy, you're brought in by how much did you laugh. And so I really think that this movie, for an action movie, was something that was entertaining. When I compare it, because I kind of was on the fence of saying, well, I don't think Manny's gonna like it, and I am. And I'm probably right on that aspect. But when I look at it, it was the movie with Anthony Mack, where he was like the robot
Anthony
one.
Huh? That movie was horrible, but yes.
Yeah, but that was what I was going in expecting. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be another one of those Anthony Mackie movies that suck dick. And I'm like, no, actually it ended up being really good in my opinion. It was different than that other one. That other one was stupid because it didn't make sense with the story. The acting, well, it really wasn't that great. Like everything that made that a shit review on our end here on Film Addict was opposite when I looked at this movie Without Remorse, because the acting, the story, I was drawn to it. The story made sense, you know, and I guess because it's that generalized story, the music was a lot. And I love how it ended. And I really, honestly, if you take out the end, and I hope I'm not spoiling them. Matter of fact, I'm just going to keep away from it. The end credit scene, okay? If I did not know that was the world that they're trying to lead towards, I still would have said that this is a good movie. But because it's towards something that I really love this thing in the end credit scenes, if they're going in that direction. I loved playing it. I love everything about it, to a point where that just made it even more of a great movie to me, because it's like it's a setup film to set you up for other things. And they have potential to go in so many different directions with it. Now, looking at it from special effects, because why are you leaning back?
No, go ahead, proceed, my brother.
When you're looking at special effects, that makes everything inside of a action movie. There was a movie that we just did, and we were like, oh my God, the special effects were the worst I've ever seen. What was it that we just reviewed?
Vanguard was pretty bad.
Okay, yeah. There was one recently, though, I feel that we did. But anyway, it was just like, oh, it's Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat had like the worst CGI and everything. I don't think that this had terrible CGI, but I also don't think it had amazing CGI. I think that
it didn't have good CGI.
It didn't have bad CGI. I mean, unless you're going to,
I didn't say it's not bad.
Look. If you inside of your review can point out whatever particular scenes where it had so bad of CGI, where it was like, oh, this gotta go, then I'll argue that. But in my eyes, looking at it from the CGI, and maybe it's because I'm looking at it from Mortal Kombat and Vanguard and anything else that has new shit.
It's tainted your brain.
Like, this was just like, oh, this is amazing. And I don't think you can get any better or worse. I mean, for the most part, they didn't do a lot of CGI. It was realistic kind of gunfires and blood spills and everything like that. So to me, that's up to par. I wouldn't down that inside of my rating. I wouldn't cause that to be bad. Now, this is going to be kind of a conflict of interest on my rating, because I'm such a fan of this. If we're going towards this in the end credit scene, I would give it an A- if we're going towards it.
God.
If we're not, excuse me, your review is your review. My review is my review. If we're going towards mine, then without that, then whatever, I'll give it a B+ if that's what makes you happy and sleep at night. It was not an average movie. I don't care what the fuck you say. And it wasn't something, it falls in a B range at least. And if you don't give it that, we have a problem. Period. All your little,
what you gonna do?
Excuse me, I'm not done. I'm not done. All your supposed film knowledge is out the window if you don't give it to it. So we can all sip drinks to that. How about that? So yeah, that's me. Go ahead. Let's hear what you have to say.
Okie dokie. So Without Remorse, without originality is really what it should have been called.
Without film knowledge, keep going.
Without originality is what it should have been called. So starting on a lower technical, and the lighting in the dark scenes was terrible. Now, it's not what I'm using. I have a monitor.
No. We're gonna stop you, just like you were stopping me.
No.
There are many movies that have that dark kind of tone and feeling. There are a lot of those horror movies like Annabelle and Conjuring, Blair Witch Project. There are many of movies.
If you let me finish. You
better go somewhere. Keep going.
I'll get to what you're talking about. So some of the scenes were intentionally shot to be in that dark kind of area. And I think some of them, they just left them in the dark, and they could have lightened it up just a little bit. Like I was struggling to see Michael B. Jordan on the screen, and that was not supposed to be what was happening.
Well, that's because you're getting old and your eyesight's not.
No, that's not what's happening. They put a black man in the dark and didn't put no light on him. That's what's happening. what is happening? The lighting in some of these scenes could have used work. Now, one of the places that they did use the darkness on that I thought was a really cool kind of effect, even though I still have a slight gripe with it. There was a scene, they were in the dark and there's this flashlight that's spinning.
That was a great shot.
It was. But a flashlight don't spin that damn much.
if
that thing spun like 5 times.
Okay. You don't, unless are you a physicist?
It's spun like 5 times.
It is possible.
With the first 3, I was like, okay, this is a really cool shot. This is a really great shot. I'm glad they did this shot. This is some good cinematography right here.
Great cinematography.
And then it kept going and going and going. And I was like, okay.
It's possible. I'm going to say possible.
That's enough. That's enough with the spinning flashlight. Yeah, so some of the lighting could have been better. I mean, Michael B. Jordan is Aquaman in this movie.
What does that even mean?
We got a bunch of scenes. Okay, so water is a big theme in this movie, people. I want you to know that we will have several.
Okay, let me just stop you to say I was a little perturbed. I was like, are we watching The Little Mermaid, the live action version? Is everything under the sea? Under the sea. I will admit there was a lot of water. All right, keep going.
There are several scenes.
That's something that you're holding against it, though?
No, I'm not holding it against. I'm just giving a full breath review. That's all I'm doing. There are several scenes in this movie with water. One of which, the setup is, in some of the scenes, he's doing stuff to like catch his breath and stuff like that. One of the scenes, this fucker's underwater for like 3 minutes.
It's possible.
And he's still alive.
It's possible.
When we previously saw him having to gasp for air before.
It's possible.
So, you know, that continuity kind of bothered me a little bit. Let's talk about the plot twist. We love plot twists here on Film Edit. Plot twist, trash. Trash. You can see these plot twists coming.
I don't even know.
Around the corner, down the street, across the highway.
There was only one plot twist.
In the next city, in the next town.
There was only one plot twist.
Yes. Well, there are many.
And it wasn't even the main focus. It was just like, oh, I did see that coming, but I was even wrong if we're talking about the same thing.
Anywho, listen, we do love a good plot twist here on Film Edit. This just feels unnecessary. It felt unnecessary. It felt like something that they had to do in order to get to the next movie. Like it just wasn't good. To me, it wasn't good. Also, I'm trying not to spoil it because some of this stuff is outlandish. But there's a scene with a microphone that's underwater that somehow survives and records stuff.
So there's no such thing as water.
No. It would be different if it was like a waterproof model. This had a lapel mic underwater.
You laughing way too hard, okay? But low key, I did think about that. I was like, oh, that's interesting that microphone was able to be.
This fool had a lapel mic underwater and it survived. Oh my god. Yeah.
Notebook worth of hating. Keep going.
Yeah. So, I'm trying not to spoil this movie, but the problems are like spoilers themselves. So, if anybody has seen like, sorry, my camera's focused. If anyone's seen like Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise kind of does his little disappearing, walk away, you know, so he can be mysterious, yada, yada, yada. Well, they do the same thing here, except, you know, this pop right back up. he disappears and says he's gonna disappear. And then you're muted. And then 10 seconds later,
you're talking about the end of the movie, correct?
Yeah, I'm trying not to spoil it. I'm talking about a particular section of the movie. Yeah. Then he just, you know, easy. We're back because we got to make another movie.
I think you literally, what are you drinking inside of your drink? Is it Haterade or are you drinking Haterade?
And then the story, finally. No, I'm not drinking.
You can stop acting like you don't hear me right now while I'm talking.
I'm not.
Drinking? Excuse me. Hey, are you drinking Haterade?
I'm not drinking Haterade.
Yep, Haterade. Got it. All right.
So the story, generic, the most generic, and some of the lines are here. Michael B. Jordan does a really good job. Let me get some positives there. The cast.
You have positives after the drinking Haterade?
Yeah, the cast, the actors and the actresses in this were good. I
didn't like the black chick with like a man haircut.
You said you didn't like it.
I didn't like the chick Karen or whatever, Sharon.
You didn't like her? Why?
I just didn't like
her name's Karen. Why?
I didn't like her face. I didn't like the way she looked. Her short hair, skinny, anorexic black chick with short hairs.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I didn't like her. I didn't like her as a character. Then she sold out John, and I was just like, I don't know. I didn't care for her. I didn't hate her, but I just didn't care for her.
Yeah. Fair enough. The acting was pretty good. Michael B. Jordan did a really good job. I just think some of the cheesy one-liners in here and the chess analogies, like some of this writing was bad. But the actors did good. There was some good cinematography. When the lighting wasn't crappy, there was some good lighting here too. Some good sets. I mean, but they're just like generic action sets. Just like the generic plot of this story. You know, there's a film company called Original Film. They definitely can't make this because this ain't original. They can't make this because it ain't original. Anywho, so to wrap up, basically, you know, with all these things taken into fruit, you know, and stuff that I didn't say because I didn't want to spoil the movie. This film deserves a B-. It's not average. It's not an average film. It's not. I'm
gonna look into getting you fired again if there is a B-.
It's a B-. It's not average. It's not good.
I disagree. I think that it's definitely if we're looking at movies that are enjoyable to watch, that are good films
But if you don't like generic action movies, this will not be enjoyable.
Many people that go to the movie theaters are not somebody that has the knowledge. We have the knowledge of what makes for a good movie. Mm-hmm. This is a good enough movie to where I think it falls higher than a B-, but still.
Well, you're allowed to give your grade, and I'm allowed to give mine.
I disagree with what you're saying.
Okay, so I was saying, B-, and here's if you do not like action movies, because this is going to be just your generic action movie, this is not for you. It's not for you. It's not for you. This is literally a generic this is The Punisher. Tom Clancy's The Punisher.
I mean, what is a non-generic action movie? I mean, there aren't action.
We've watched a lot of films that kind of
action movies are not sold on storylines; they're sold on action. Like I said,
yeah. But here's the thing:
sold on comedies.
A lot of the stuff that we give top grades to, even though they're action films, they have a great storyline, and that's what takes them above. Everyone can make an action film. There's a lot of action movies out there. Doesn't mean they're all good.
Vanguard.
That's my point. I mean, it doesn't mean that they're all good. I mean, I wanted this movie to be good. I was excited for this and to watch it, but just being neutral about it barring the sequel, it's not average, but it's not in the A range. If I'm thinking about the movies at any grading scale, it's not in the A range. It's not an average film. I'm not saying it's a C plus, C minus. It's not all that. It's in the B range. So B minus B.
Let me talk to the people real quick and just tell them that plenty of the episodes here on Filmatic that you see, him and I usually agree. We usually are inside of that same ballpark. And so this is probably one of the first episodes, either A, in a long time or ever, where there is a disagreement in terms of thoughts on this movie. I know a lot of people have Netflix and you guys are intending on checking it out. So please don't forget to jump in this comments and give us our
Amazon Prime.
Oh, it's on Amazon. That's right. I'm sorry. A lot of people can check it out on Amazon. Amazon Prime. And you know what to do. I was getting jumbled because I wanted to fit that in. But you guys jump in the comments and let us know. Do you think the film doctor is right? Do you think the film surgeon is right? Did you like the movie? Did you not like the movie? Do you think it falls inside of a good movie? Do you think it falls in the average movie? Or do you think it falls in the middle? Let us know what you guys think, because in all honesty, that lets us know who the real film doctor is.
Listen, when y'all get down in that comment section, y'all right. Y'all remember all the times I laughed when y'all watched this movie, okay? Remember it. Write it down. And then get in the comment section and say, yeah, he was right.
Literally, he wrote a notebook full of stuff, and I'm sure he wrote in there, insert laughter.
And listen, whatever studio filmed this, when you're filming a black person, can you please, if you're gonna do a dark scene, because you're not going to be able to see them. It's just like me. If I turned the lights out and it was pitch black, you would not see me.
This is just racist, so we're not going to brighten
you would not see
that's me. That's the case. Here. Is that better?
I need you to just put it.
That bright enough?
Just a little bit of light on that black person so we can actually see them and they don't look like a silhouette. Thank you.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell. Let us know inside the comments. Maybe tie a little note to a pitcher's leg. Send up some smoke signals. Put a little note inside of a bottle. Send it on its way. Let it reach our shore. Type it in on the keyboard and let us know what you guys think about the episode, about the movie. And as always, all right. All right. Wow. Okay. Constipation or fishing? Can't tell. But he's gonna get me. You're not. You see? It's almost like I'm pulling back. It's not happening. Just give it up. There we go. And as always, this has been another exciting episode of Filmatic.